Hi, welcome to my 20-minute class. Hopefully at the end of this class, you'll feel nice and loose and ready for whatever you're planning to do next. So to start the class, we're just going to go straight into child's pose. So just coming back and bringing your hips back towards your heels, stretching your arms out in front, or if you wish, you can just place your hands under your forehead. Just find that place of ease. And when you're breathing in, feeling like you're breathing into the back of the ribs. So you're feeling that opening in the back of the ribs. And also the abdomen expanding down. Breathe in through the nose and just do a sigh out the mouth, letting everything go. Again, a deep breath into those rib cage. And sigh out. Now just keep with that breathing, but deciding whether you'd like to breathe in through the nose if it's available to you, and out through the nose or the mouth. And keeping that consistent breath throughout the practice. We're just going to start by coming onto all fours, spreading the fingers out wide. Just taking note of just moving the body in any way that feels right. Just taking a note of the parts of the body that may feel a little tight or a little uncomfortable. And just make sure that they're well looked after during the practice. Then coming into cat-cow, breathing in as the tailbone heads up towards the ceiling and drawing the chest forward. Just feel that lengthening through the abdominal area, and then breathing out as the tailbone goes down, press the spine up to the ceiling, feeling those shoulder blades drawing away from the spine. Breathing in, drawing the chest forward. And breathing out, tailbone down towards the floor, press the spine up to the ceiling. And coming back onto all fours. Now move the hips to the right, circle them back to the heels. Move them to the left and coming forward. So breathing out as you go back. Breathe in as you come forward. And then going in the opposite direction. Coming back onto all fours, bring the right hand to the right ribs. Breathe in as the right shoulder heads up towards the ceiling. And then breathe out as you thread the needle. Arm slides along the floor under the armpit. Head and shoulder heads towards the ground. Then twisting off that left hand, bring the hands back to the ribs. Draw the shoulder up to the ceiling. Again, breathing out as you thread the needle. And breathing in, right hand to the ribs, coming up and placing the hand down. Coming to the other side, left hand comes to the ribs. Opening the chest, breathing out as you thread the needle. Breathe in, coming back, draw the shoulder up to the ceiling. Breathing out as you thread the needle. And then coming all the way back. Okay, now tuck the toes underneath, just getting that stretch in the toes, coming up onto your knees. From this position here, breathe in as the left arm heads up towards the ceiling. Breathe out as you draw the navel up to the heart as you bring the arm across the body. Then changing sides, breathe in as the arm comes up towards the ceiling and breathing out as you tilt to the side. Once more to each side, breathe in, arm comes up. Draw the navel up, breathing out as you go across. Breathing in as you change sides. Breathing out as you go across. And then coming up, okay, coming back onto all fours. We're going to go into cat-cow. Tuck the toes underneath. Lift the hips up towards the ceiling. And then just lower one heel, then the other heel, getting the stretch in the calf muscles. And to do this, it's quite handy to move the feet in a little closer so both knees are bent to start with. So then as you lower the heels, you haven't got the hips rocking from side to side. The hips are just, tailbone and hips are lengthening up towards that ceiling. And bring the heels back down, chest opens towards the knees. Deep breath in, and then breathe out as you walk the feet up towards the hands. Next outward breath, draw the navel up, stack the vertebrae coming all the way to center. Then breathe in as the shoulders come up to the ears, breathing out as they roll back. Again, breathe in, shoulders up to the ears. Breathing out as they roll back. Then breathe in as the chin comes up towards the ceiling. Breathe out as the chin comes towards the throat. Start to roll down. Soften the knees. Hands coming down the thighs. And then from there, bend the knees as you come into chair. Lead with the thumbs as the arms come out in front. Hips go back behind. Then breathe in as the arms come up to the ceiling. Come onto the toes. And breathe out as the hands come back to the prayer. As you come, bring the hands back towards the heart. Bringing the hands down towards the side. Breathe in as the chin draws up towards the ceiling. Lengthen the front of the neck. Breathe out as the chin comes towards the throat. Start to roll down again. Soften those knees. Feel like you're lifting the navel up towards the heart as you come down. From here, coming into chair, lead with the thumbs as the arms come forward. The hips go back. Come onto the toes. And then breathing out as the hands come back down to prayer and down to the side. Great. Now we're going to do the moon salutation. So coming onto the right sides of your mat, and I'll be mirroring you, hands to prayer. Start from there, link the fingers as set the index finger. Breathe in as the arms head up towards the ceiling, drawing the navel to the heart. Breathing out as you tilt to the right and just gaze towards the left arm, making sure that shoulder is back. Breathe in as you come up. Breathe out as you tilt to the left, gazing towards the right shoulder, again, making sure it's back. Breathe in as you come up. Now bringing your left leg out to the side, wide stance, fingers are spread wide, as if you're touching trying to touch the sides of the walls. Bring the heels in 45 degrees and breathe out as you come down to cactus. So with this one, you want to make sure the knees are tracking the toes, the chest is nice and open, navel's drawing up. It's as if your buttock and your shoulder blades are touching a wall behind you. Breathe in as you open up to the 5-star again. Breathe out as you come down to cactus. Breathe in, open up. Breathe out as you come down. From there, turn the feet to the front, and then bring that left foot round 45 degrees, right foot to the short end of the mat. Arms out level. Coming into triangle pose, you've got a micro bend in the knee, so just make sure it's not hyperextended. Then draw the right arm forward, left hip back. Once you're nice and long and the spine is nice and straight, still cartwheel the hands without collapsing into the pose. So the arm's rested there, but you're not throwing your weight onto that knee. Lift the arm up to the ceiling. Keep drawing the hip back and extending through the crown of the head. Deep breath in. And out as you feel that length and drawing the navel to the heart. Then push off the front foot, coming all the way back up. Okay, now we're going to warrior two. The palms turn down. You might want to wiggle that foot back a little bit as you bend the front knee, sinking into the pose. Now make sure the back hips tucked underneath, tailbone heads towards the floor, navel up. Cartwheel the front hand on the inward breath. Come into reverse warrior. Backhand moves to the back thigh. Navel draws up to the heart as you extend the arm up to the ceiling. And then coming all the way back. This time spin round on the ball of the back foot. So you're in the high lunge and hands are coming to the hips. Now press through the heel of the back foot, feeling that opening in your hip flexor. Draw the left hip back, so you want to even those hips up. And sink that left hip down towards the floor. Tailbone's drawing in to help that balance. Then bring that back foot in halfway. Keep drawing your hip back, it's your right hip back if you're mirroring me, and tilting at the hips, coming into a forward fold. And then if the spine's feeling okay, you can slide your hands down towards your legs, feet. Okay, and then breathe out, push off the front foot, coming all the way back up. From this stance here, spin round so you're facing the front and bring that left leg back out to the side. This time, bring the arms back behind you. And you want straight arms for this one. Feel that opening across the chest. And then if you can, bring the hands together. But if you find your shoulders rolled forward as you come in, then just keep the arms apart. So either one, keep the navel drawn to the heart. Breathe out as you tilt at the hip, coming forward. Now draw the chin into the throat so you've got the neck stabilizer supported round there. And working. And then bend the knees and coming all the way back up. Okay, again, chin in towards the throat, lengthen through the ground, breathe out as you tilt at the hips, coming forward. And then bend the knees and come all the way back up. Last one, breathe out, tilt at the hips, and see if you can lift the hands away from the tailbone, opening those shoulders a little more. And then breathing out, bend the knees, coming all the way back up. Hands come back to the hips. Now bringing the right foot round 45 degrees, left foot to the short end of the mat. Okay, we'll start with a triangle pose. Arms out to the side. Breathe out as you tilt at the hips, getting that nice lengthen. Cartwheel the hands, keeping the shoulder back. Keep drawing that navel up to the heart. Opening the chest, drawing the hips back. Breathing right into the abdomen, into the back of the ribs. And then breathe out, push off the front foot, coming all the way up. Turn the palms down, bend the front knee, sinking the hips, keeping that back hip tucked underneath. Front knee tracking the toes, reverse warrior. Breathe in as the front palm turns up, cartwheeling the hands. Draw the navel to the heart, sink the hips towards the floor. You might want to gaze towards the hand or just find that place where the head feels comfortable. And from there, coming all the way up, hands come onto the hips as you spin onto the ball of the back foot and coming into high lunge. Press through the heel of the back foot, starting to straighten that back leg, but just feel where that hip flex is going. Draw your left hip back, draw the sit bones together, get the stability for the pelvis. Lengthen through the crown of the head, neck and shoulders released. Nice deep breath all the way into the abdomen. And sinking into the pose. Seeing if there's any more movement there. And last breath. Now weight goes onto the front leg as you bring that back leg in halfway. Draw the left hip back as you tilt at the hips, coming into a forward fold. Slide the hands down towards the legs if that's available for you. So again, check in with that back. Keep drawing the hip back, feeling the opening in the hamstrings of that front leg. Again, deep breath in as you draw the chest further towards the floor. And then push off the front foot. Hands come back to the hips as you come up. Spin round so you're facing the front. Bring your right leg out into the wide stance. Hands out to the side, fingers spread wide. Bring the heels in 45 degrees. Breathe out as you come down to cactus again. Breathe in as you open up. Breathe out as you lower. Breathe in as you open. Breathe out as you lower. Breathe in as you open. And from there, turn the feet to face the front. Bring your right foot into your left foot. So we're going to the other side of the mat. Hands link. Link the fingers. Index finger points up. Breathe in as the arms head up. Breathing out as you tilt to your left. Looking towards the right arm. The left arm. Breathe in as you come up. And breathe out as you tilt the other way. Keep drawing that navel to the heart. And breathe in as you come up. Bring the knees back down to the prayer. Just feel that nice breath connection, lengthening through the neck. And then just give the body a shake, making sure it's nice and loose. And we'll be heading down. So come to the front of the mats. Breathe in as the hands head up towards the ceiling. Draw the navel to the heart. Breathe out as you tilt at the hips, coming into a forward fold. Breathing in as you draw the chest forward. Breathe out as you lower down. Bring the right leg down to low lunge. Right knee comes onto the ground. Top of the foot goes on the ground. Push off the front foot as both arms head up towards the ceiling. And then breathing out as the left arm comes down towards the floor and bring the arm across the body. Now just watch the hip doesn't go out too far, so keep drawing it in. And bring both hands back up towards the ceiling. Bring the hands down either side of the front leg. Tuck the back toes under, downward dog. Lift the hips and bring that back, left leg back. And just open the chest
And if you want to walk the dog a little more, you can. Otherwise, drawing the heels down towards the floor and focusing on the chest heading towards the feet. One more breath there, and then bringing the knees down to the ground. Coming into a standing position on your knees as you bring the other leg forward. So this time bringing the right leg forward, top of the foot on the ground, hands come up towards the ceiling, drawing the navel to the heart. And then breathing out as the right arm comes down to the side, and breathe out as you tilt across the body. Keep the hip drawing in on both sides, so don't try and watch that. It doesn't pop out to the side. Bring both arms up towards the ceiling. Breathe out as the hands come down, and this time moving into plank. So lift the hips and move your right leg back. So you're on all fours. Fingers are spread wide, so don't just load those wrists. Get the weight on the knuckles as well. Then push into the hands and feel like you're pushing your upper spine into the ceiling, and the shoulder blades are drawing around those ribs. Heels are drawing back, feeling the thighs tightening up around those calf muscles. Deep breath in and then breathe out as you bend the elbows. And as you come down, just make sure your hips don't drop. So knees hopefully touch the ground just before those hips. Tops of the feet onto the ground to cobra. And then from there, find out where you like your hands to be. The further back they go, the further you'll be bending in the spine. So in other words, breathe in as you come up. And then as you move your hands forward, the opening happens further up in the upper back. You'll see your ribs start to head towards the floor as your hands come forward. Or if you want to slide the hands back and draw the navel up, letting those hips lift, that's another option. And then breathing out as you come down. Okay, we're going to do 3 of those. So again, work out the best position for your spine. Chin comes towards the throat. Breathe in, lengthen through the crown, drawing the navel forward. Breathing out as you go back. And last one. Breathe in as you come forward. And breathing out as you go back. Okay, now place the hands either side of the ribs. And depending on your arm strength, the further out, the easier it will be away from your chest. And there, lift the bottom off the ground so you don't use your back for this movement. Push into the arms and bring the hips all the way back to the heels towards child's pose. Forehead towards the ground, and just connect up with that breath. Lengthening those sit bones back towards the heels. And then from there, you're going to make your way all the way onto your back. So as you get onto your back, bring your knees into your chest and gently rocking side to side. Chin in towards head and shoulders off the floor. Okay, from there, bring the right leg out along the floor. Press the left heel up through the ceiling, getting that stretch in the back of the leg. Then bring the right leg up into tabletop, hands at the side, and breathe out as the left leg goes out. Now, as the left leg lowers, straight leg, draw the navel to the heart and keeping that neutral spine, so only go as far as you can keep the neutral spine. Then bring that leg in, bending it. Now straight out this time, breathe out, the right leg goes straight out again, keeping that neutral spine. Find the position that works for you and bringing it back in. Now hands at the side. Breathe out, opposite arm, opposite leg goes out. Again, keeping the neutral spine, bringing back in, breathing out as you go back. Out, opposite direction. Breathe in as you come in. Breathe out as you extend. Breathe in as you come back. Breathe out for the extension. Keep drawing those sit bones away from you. As you breathe out, feel the ribs head down towards those hips. So no ribs flaring up towards the ceiling. And then if it's feeling okay, you might want to extend both legs. But again, check with your ribs. You want to keep that neutral spine and you don't want the ribs flaring. Breathing out and in. And last one, breathing out, alternating all together. Draw the knees in and gently rocking side to side.
Now extend the right leg out along the floor, bring the left leg in, opposite hand on the knee. Left arm comes out level with the shoulder. Keep drawing the sit bone away as the knee comes across the body. Rest your foot either on your straight leg or on the ground. And just anchor your shoulder into the floor. So the left shoulder's anchored, right sit bone draws away, opening that hip as the leg goes across. Bringing the leg all the way back. Knee into the chest, change legs. Left leg goes out straight, right hand on the left knee, right arm out from your shoulder. Draw the right sit bone away, anchor the right shoulder as the knee comes across, and place your foot either on the ground or on your straight leg. And then you might want to turn your head backwards and forwards and find that place that brings your neck ease. And then get into that breath. So breathe all the way into the abdomen. And as you breathe out, feel the spine lengthen. Draw the right sit bone away. And you may be able to rotate a little more, just really checking in with that body, how it's feeling. Never forcing anything. And bringing the legs back, knees in towards the chest, happy baby. Bring the knees towards the armpits, hands at the back of the knees as you draw in. Now that may be enough. Now just draw that tailbone down back towards the floor. If you can, you might want to slide your hands up your shins or towards your feet, outside or inside. Draw the knees further towards the armpit, tailbone towards the floor. Feel the opening in the hips, and then you might want to rock a little bit side to side. You might want to straighten the legs out a little bit. Feel the opening as you bring those legs apart. Just feeling what's right. Bring the knees in, draw them into the chest, and again, just rock side to side, massaging that spine. Moving into Shavasana, relaxation. And then just bringing the legs out. You might want to bend them or place them on a chair. If they're straight, just allow the feet to drop out so the inner thighs relax. The arms come away from the hips so those shoulders can relax. The eyes sink deep into the skull. Relaxing around the cheek and the jaw, the throat, shoulders. Right, the whole spine from the base of the skull all the way down to the tailbone. Getting the weight of the hips and your shoulders sinking into the Mother Earth. The arms all the way to the fingers, just relaxing. Same with the legs all the way to the toes. Every inward breath, just feeling a gentle opening through every cell of the body. And breathing out with a sense of release, letting everything go. Now you might want to just stay in that position if you have the time. Otherwise, just starting to wiggle the fingers and the toes, arms and legs. Might want to stretch the arms and legs out. Breathing in, or just curling in and gently rocking to the side, and then just coming over to one side. Just holding it there, still connecting up with the breath. And then keeping the eyes shut, make your way into any seated position. Bring the hands palm to palm. And just connect up with that ease of the body. Head just feeling like it's floating on the shoulders. Bring the fingers to the forehead for clarity of thought, to the lips for clarity of speech, and to the heart with an open heart. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy the rest of your day.